All right. Hey guys, we'll just wait a minute here while people hop on. I encourage you to ask questions in the chat on the side there. So that way I can answer your questions as we go through this, but you're gonna wanna make sure that you grab a pen and paper so that way you can do this with me. All right, let's get this open here. Oops. I have a little bit of things to share with you. I'm just trying to get my screen share a little bit better. It's being pretty blurry and I'm not too sure why. So we will try out a different way. All right. I'll see how this works. All right, screen share. Let's try this way and see how that goes. All right. Let's see, is that looking better? Okay, so welcome to our March team call. One question people often ask me on a team calls is, what are the sales going to be next month? As a diamond coach and above, we get an email on the last Sunday of the, or sorry, the last day of the month. So I actually will find out the day before everyone else that's below diamond. So once we know, we'll let you know what the sales are coming up. Chances are that 22-minute hardcore will be on sale again as a challenge pack just because it's a new release. So don't be surprised. And if it's not for the full month, it definitely will be for a couple days. It'll be extended. So that's always exciting because that kind of, you can use that to push people to really get excited with you and join a challenge group with a new program. But there's always 2 to 3 challenge packs on sale every month. So that, and it's always for the whole month. And sometimes they do it for 2 months in a row, or they extend it for 15 days. And so I will let you know as soon as as soon as I know. It's still really blurry. Okay, well, again, I'll post these into the team page so that way you can see them nice and clear after. So so welcome to the Believe Empire March team call. I'm excited to be here with you. I'm excited to dive into the topic of your avatar. So grab a pen and paper. We're kind of going to do this together because it's something that I kind of did when I first started coaching. Morgan called it your ideal customer. So I didn't really think of it as me. I thought of it as like, who would I like to join me? And the truth is, it's pretty hard to post to a network of people that you don't have lots in common. Because I was thinking, well, I would like for, women that want to lose weight, like 5 or 10 pounds would be ideal because they see they reach their goals soon or fast. And I was thinking, okay, well, new moms and university students, because I was kind of in that transition of like, being married and starting to think of a family, but I wasn't thinking like, who is going to relate to me? Who is going to understand me? How does that work? So my ideal customer was kind of aligned with my avatar, but I didn't think of the perspective of attracting myself. So I actually watched a video and I was talking about attracting yourself. How did you get attracted to this? Why did you become a coach? Why did you become a challenger? And it got me thinking. And I was like, okay, that's true. How did I get attracted? Because I want people just like me, because that's who I'm going to work best with in a challenge group. And that's who I'm going to work best with as a team of coaches. I want a group of awesome people. I want a group of people that have the same interests as me, because it's more fun to be surrounded by people that are just like you and people that, you can talk to and you can hang out with, and it just feels natural because you're just naturally alike and you're easily friends. So creating an avatar to help you really market your business to those people will help you reach your goals faster. It will make it easier for you to post. It will take the stress off of you when you're like, who do I reach out to? Who do I add on Facebook? All of those crazy questions that come up and can really overwhelm us. So this will help you keep it simple. So I'm going to read kind of the questions I asked myself, and then I'm going to share mine with you, and then I'm going to help you walk through yours. So the first question I heard from another coach, they said, who are you? And I was like, well, that is the hardest question you probably could have ever asked me, because I have no idea. I'm still figuring that out. And I was thinking more about like identity. You know how some people just have this like style about them, they're predictable, and you know who they are and they know who they are. And I was over there like sitting there, I'm like, my style changes like every month. I'm all over the map. I don't know who I am yet. I'm still figuring that out. And so that question really scared me, and it kind of made me nervous to actually reach out to one single market, because I'm like, well, I don't know who I am. Am I supposed to know who I am? And then I realized something. It's not about, you know, being this certain like marketable person, this brand. It's not about that. It's just about, who are you? The basic you. If someone was your friend and they said, well, Kelsey always does this, or Kelsey always does that, or this is how she speaks, or this is how she acts, that's who you are. And that can change, and it will change. It will grow as you grow and as your life goes on, and that's okay. So who your avatar is will most likely change and grow as you grow, and that's exactly what you want to do. And so first question, who are you? So I started thinking, okay, when did I really need this? When did I really need the support? Well, it was around age 22. And I'm thinking right now in my life, kind of my age bracket is 22 to 30, because, you know, I needed the help when I was 22. Then I wouldn't have, you know, went through those years of really a lot of weight gain and a lot of self-conscious actions because of how I was feeling about myself. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm married, we want to start a family, so babies will come soon, and then why will I need this again? Well, you know, to feel good in my skin again and get back to where I was before. So for me, when I think of who am I think about my story as a whole, where I started and where my future, my near future will be, and why I would need this. So for me, my age bracket of my avatar is going to be between age 22 to 30. And that might be different for everybody. Some people might say, you know what, right now my age bracket is like 24 to 26, because right now that's like, I just had a baby, so I'm just going to market people that just had a baby. But for me, I'm kind of in this transition state. So I really feel like I can connect with a larger age bracket. And so that's what I would put down for my age. Then I think, okay, financial story. Who am I when it comes to money? Well, I was a student in university that couldn't get a student loan, and I was terrified to get a line of credit. That just scares me. And so I worked full-time, had a part-time job, and tutored to get through university without debt, because I was terrified to be in debt, and I was terrified of how I would get through. So for me, my financial story has a lot of different aspects, because then we had a wedding while I was in university. We went on a honeymoon while I was in university. I moved to Fulton Lake and had no job, and my husband is in debt from farming, so he couldn't just pay for my vehicle payment. So for me, my financial story is all over the map. You know, coaching has paid for part of our wedding. It paid for my wedding dress. It paid for our honeymoon. It has allowed me to pay all my bills while I was in an internship, and while I haven't been teaching now because I've been full-time coaching. And so for me, when I think of who am I when it comes to my financial story, I really think of those people that maybe do have debt from student loans, or they can't get a student loan either, but their schedule for university is all over the map, and they can't get a job that's going to work around it. Well, coaching could be that thing that would help them. So I start thinking of, okay, who was I? Who can I resonate with? And that's when I start thinking about my avatar, who I can really speak to. And then I think of my physical story. So when I'm sharing my journey and what I've gone through, I think about my, you know, what I went through with my body, my weight gain, my weight loss, how it affected my mental and emotional well-being. How did that story, that physical story, affect my life? And that's what I share. That's what I share every week, so that way when I'm talking about my challenge groups, people can really make the connection why challenge groups are so important to me. So that is one thing I really like to focus on, is your physical story. And then I start going to life goals, my views of the world, my style. So I think of my hair and my life and what I'm interested in. So that way people can get a sense of who I am, and then people like me with the same style, the same goals, the same worldviews, they can start to connect with me and build relationships. So those are the things I use to really build up who I'm speaking to. And that's how I know what to say in my post. Because if I'm saying that, I'm thinking, okay, well, today I'm going to talk to my avatar that is just recently graduated. Well, you know, maybe they are ready to get back into their physical best shape because they're done university, they're ready to focus on them, they have a little bit of extra money. So I'm going to post to that person. I'm going to speak to that person by sharing that part of my story and letting them know, like, you can do this. This is something that you can do in 30 minutes in the evening after you're done work. So I really, when I'm posting, I think of a clear person in my mind, my avatar, and I post as if I'm speaking to that person. So that's kind of the first big thing. Next would be, what do you like? So this is kind of the next thing. So people say, okay, all right, I get now kind of what I should post about and how I could connect with people, and that I need to imagine this person when I speak and when I'm writing my posts. But the next thing is, okay, like, what do I post? Like, what are my pictures of? What should they look like? Do I make them have like crazy borders? Do I make them have like fancy writing? Here's my advice. You need to be consistent. Okay, if you're going to be a person that is going to use a filter from Instagram or any app you have, pick two. Always only pick two. So I love black and white photos. So you will see that most of my pictures are in black and white. Not necessarily because I like the picture better in black and white. I just love black and white, and because I picked that as one of my filters, I'm consistent with it. So that when people are scrolling quickly with their thumb through their phone and they're wanting to follow me, they can quickly see that that's my picture as they go by, and that way they might stop, because if they start to be grabbed by what I'm saying, they're more likely to stop and read what I'm saying when they see my picture. So it's really about grabbing someone's attention. Another thing that you need to think about is you want your picture to be seen. You want someone to, you know, it to grab their attention. So when you put words on it, be consistent with the fonts you use and the colors, and always kind of keep like almost like a brand in the back of your mind. How do you want your pictures to look? Make sure that they look similar, so again, people can notice them. And one thing coaches will ask you, well, I don't know, like, I don't know what my brand is. I don't know what to post, like, to make those look like. And here's two things that I did that helped me. I went onto like pages that I like. So I love Ellen DeGeneres. I love the way she posts. I love her pictures. They crack me up. And I love the way she presents them. So I often think about that. And I will probably be doing more and more humor on my Facebook because it does grab me on her Facebook. But what I also do is I look at how Under Armour and how Nike post their pictures. What do they do? How do they set them up? What kind of lighting do they use? And that's how I start to figure out how to make my images. What I also do is I go on to Pinterest, and this has actually helped me the most. So we pin like 1,000 things all the time. Go into your Pinterest, look at your boards, and just start like scrolling through. Take note of the colors of things that you typically pin. Take note of the style of things that you pin, or even if you just like open up on your home screen and it's like all those things that Pinterest is like suggesting for you, those are based on the things or the things you like. So the things that grab your attention. Scroll through those, take note of them. Do the things that you like have like bold colors? Do they have soft colors? Do they have like big fancy writing on them? Take note of those things. And even if your Pinterest is like mostly teaching stuff or mostly house renos or mostly dog things, whatever, you're still going to have a style. You're going to still have things like a very clear brand of things that attract you. Use that to help you figure out how to make your posts, how to really grab people's attention that have the same kind of style as you. So that really helps as well. It helps you to start building something that's recognizably as yours. And then lastly, always at the end, go back and think, how do I speak to people? How do I speak to my friend? How do I speak to my mom? How do I speak to my cousin? And post like that. post so people can get to know your personality. I had a coach, or not a coach, sorry, a challenger actually messaged me once, and she said, I always know when it's your post without even looking at your picture, because there's always capital letters in it, because you're just always so darn excited that you're like yelling at the screen. And it was funny because she's quite a bit younger than I am, but she would have went to school like 7 years with a 7-year gap with me. So she would have been quite young when I was in the same school as her, but she still said, like, when I get passionate about things, I'm like loud in your face. And I often, like, Tyson will be like, Kelsey, you're screaming at your coaches again on your video. She's like, tone it down, because I just get so darn excited, I yell. So she pointed it out. She's like, I don't even need to look at your pictures anymore, because I see like 3 lines of your post and I know it's you when I'm scrolling through my Facebook. So be you, write how you speak. So you'll see that I'll like cut some words and put dashes and then like finish off another fragment. They're never really sentences. That's because I speak like that. I am all over the map. So I write that way because I want someone to read what I say, meet me in person, and see that they're the same thing. And that way, after they meet me and then they read it in my voice. They read it how I am, with my passion, with my excitement. So that way it's really easy, because I'll read some coaches' things that they use proper grammar and it's very well written. But then I meet them and they're passionate and they're excited, but I don't get that from their posts. So you need to post how you speak and how you think of things, and that will help you. So this is what, I know it's blurry. Again, I'll post this into the group. This is what the my avatar thing looks like. So I actually wrote their story, and then I started just writing out things. So my avatar is 22 to 30 years old, and they're women. I focus on women. They've gained weight out of high school and from having children. They have a sense of loss of self. They are uncertain about their job, their future, how to pay bills, and where to start in their life. And that's exactly how I felt. I was just unsure of where to go. I was feeling so insecure about going into teaching, because I had this job in the city that I loved. I was fulfilled. I knew that my hard work was going to be recognized and my income was going to grow depending on how hard I worked. And then teaching came along, and I love working with kids and I love being a teacher, but there's certain parts of it I'm like, I feel limited and I feel stunted by it, and I don't always feel fulfilled. And that scared me, because I'm like, well, am I going to be able to do that for 30 years? Am I going to, like, what happens if I lose my passion for it? Then what? Then what do I do? I'm going to be in a small town with no other options. So that scared me. So other women feel that way, and not necessarily if they're teachers, any job. So it's important for me, or to me, to let them know that they can do this too, and they don't need to feel like they have nowhere else to go and nowhere else to share their passion and their skills. So that's part of my avatar. That's who I'm speaking to. This person has debt from university, or needs more income. So they need, most people, just one job isn't enough. And lots of people will have part-time jobs. Lots of people will be looking for something else to do on the side. So this is a great thing for them to do that's flexible and also impacts their health and their fitness and their life. I also then focus on people that believe that the world is meant to be fulfilled with happiness, equality, and opportunity, because that's what I truly believe in, and I want to help spread happiness, equality, and opportunity to others, whether that's through, it doesn't even have to be about Beachbody. I want people to genuinely be happy, because I think every person deserves to have a really happy and fulfilled life. So it's super important to me that that is who I'm attracting, and that's who I'm speaking to. I also am focusing on people that have goals, like wanting to be able to build a new home, or buy a new home, or own their own home, to be able to travel where they want, to have kids in activities, to be their own boss, live life their way. So it's so important to me that people are able to do the things that they want, that they don't just have to wish they can do, and every single person can do this. So I speak to those people. That's how I want to come off, that People can do this. You don't need to have any kind of crazy skill set to do this. You just need to believe in yourself and work hard. So I speak to those people that have those dreams and those desires for those things in life. I also then like to focus on people that are willing to work for their dreams and have drive and passion for life. So, you know, it's one thing to wish for something and dream this crazy life, but if you're not willing to put action into it and actually go for them, then it's always just going to be a wish. And I want to work with people that want to, you know, live their dreams, because every person deserves to, you know, have some aspect of their dream be reality in their life. So that's who I'm speaking to. I want to motivate people to believe that they can accomplish their dream, because for some people that is to have no debt or vehicle debt, or to have not have to, you know, count pennies on the last week of the month. You know, to be able to have that extra $200 can change their life. And some people dream for that. That would be unreal, but they don't know how to get there. So for me, that's super important. I also like people that laugh at bad jokes, crude humor, and at awkward moments. You know, like if I'm walking down the street and I wipe out, please laugh at me, because it's pretty funny. If I am walking and I walk into a pool, please laugh at me because it's funny. And maybe ask me after if I'm okay or not. But I like people that just are light-hearted and happy and funny and laugh, and because laughing is just so important. So I want people to laugh with me, and I want people just to be lighthearted and just enjoy life. I also love people that are romantic and that, you know, look at moments and really take them in. And people, you know, people that love scenery photos and love life, and when something awesome happens, they really want to live in it and they want to experience it. So I love the romance of life, whether that's in relationships or life in general. People that love dogs. If you love a dog, we're best friends. And people that love to travel and be a part of the world. And people that want kids, a house, and to live a life of romance. So, you know, really, for me, romance just means so much more than what most people would say romance is. But for me, it's about just loving the moments of life and loving what you're doing. And I actually had someone say to me, well, your job isn't supposed to be about loving what you do every day. It's a job. That's why it's called a job. People don't love their jobs. And I just said, I am so sad for you, because you should love what you spend your life doing. You have one life. You should love it. You should be like in a romance with your life. And I believe that everyone has that opportunity, but our society has made it so people believe that that's not what it's supposed to be. And my goal is to help people get to a place in their life where they love their life. So yeah, and then for grabbing my attention, I look for funny pictures, selfies, black and white photos, dog photos. I love when people write long posts. That's just who I am. I'm a long, big speaker. So I like people that are also like that, and funny videos. I also speak to the person by sharing stories, using lots of big letters in my posts, putting lots of spaces in my text. And I like people that are corny and use hashtags, because I don't know, I just love hashtags. So that's what I do when I'm posting. So that's how my avatar is. So I'm just gonna quickly, oh, I thought there was comments there, but there's not. Okay. So one of the really big things I like to focus on is when I started my avatar, I sat down with a pen and paper and I thought, okay, the first thing I need to do is what age group am I focusing on? And are they women? Are they men? Are they both? Write that down. That's what you need to do. That's where you need to start. The next thing you need to do is say, okay, who is this person? What kind of life do they live? Are they someone that's, you know, starting a family? Are they someone that loves to be able to go out there and travel and live life, and they want to just experience life with their spouse or their significant other, or with their family and friends? Who are they? What kind of life do they live? Write that down. Literally think of your life. Like, I don't know, I could add to my avatar. I could say, well, this person is shy. This person likes to, if they had the options of go to the bar or stay home and watch Netflix, they're going to pick Netflix. And if they were to describe a perfect night out with their girls, it would probably be renting a hotel room and watching movies and eating food and drinking a glass of, I don't know, wine or beer in a wine glass. And that's just who they would be. And so you need to think about, who are you speaking to? What do they do? How do they act? And that is who you're going to attract. And that is who you're going to post to. So I want you to really think about that right now. Am I posting to someone that's like outgoing and loves to go out and loves to, I don't know, be at hockey games and be out in the community? They're the ones that are in the parades, and they're the ones that are on the committees. Who are these people? I'm going to read that right away. So that is something that's really important, that you just really think those things through. Think about what's this person's story? Did they, are they single moms? Are they someone that just really could benefit from an extra $200 a month? Are they someone that really could benefit from a support system because in the past they've struggled with self-image? Because then you're going to really focus on talking about self-image. So you need to think about these parts of your avatar. What does your avatar think? What does your avatar do? What kind of jobs do they have? For me, I always think about, like, I focus on people that are in people industries. So people that love working with people. So most people in my challenge groups are people that are nurses, doctors, work in service industries, because they are people. They aren't people that are in a back desk or down in a facility building things. That's just not who I connect with. Maybe one day I will, who knows? And maybe I'll meet someone that is, and we'll hit it off because there's so many other things in common, and that would be awesome. But for me, my avatar is people just like me. So that's what I really focus on. So I want you to really start writing those things down. That's what you really want to focus on. So then when you're posting, so like, for instance, today I'm cleaning my house, which hasn't gone over well yet because I haven't done a whole lot. But I think, who is my avatar? Well, they're probably busy because I'm a busy person. So they're, busy with family things. They're busy with planning stuff. They're working different jobs. They might be taking classes and working. They might have kids. So if I'm going to post about my cleaning my house, I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to have like a call to action, something for them to relate to, or I might make a joke about dog hair, whatever. Share who you're speaking to. I like to share lots about my dog because part of my avatar is they like dogs, love dogs. So I share the things that I do with my dogs. So when I got my brush to clean my couches, I shared that because that is part of attracting people like me. It makes it easier for me then to build relationships, invite to my challenge groups, and invite to my team. So it's super important to do those things. All right, so Maddie says, who told, you're focused on adding people in BC in the States. How do you go about finding those people on Facebook? That's a really good question. Okay, so I am focused on, right now, I have picked my market area to be BC, Ontario, Ohio, and California, actually. I do generally, I am generally focusing on the States, but right now I've been focusing on building a market in Ohio and California. So the way I've done that, actually, there's, I guess, two kind of ways. So I was looking for a way to kind of find people that would meet my avatar. So say if I go in and I look at, gosh, I don't know, I just go into my friends and I click on one of my friends and I go into their friends and I start scrolling through their friends and looking for people that are mutual friends of mine and theirs. So someone that I could connect with that maybe doesn't live here. And then I start looking for people that have things in common with me, that live in those areas. So people that I know that genuinely would be able to connect with me. And even if they don't want to be in a challenge group, and even if they don't want to be a coach or anything like that, we would be able to be friends. And I've made a lot of friends this way, which is really awesome. So what I do is I then add them. So I started finding different people to get me into those different areas. So I found some girls in California, and I started just adding their friends, people that I could connect to. Most of them have dogs. Most of them have huskies, actually, which is kind of funny. And they have dogs, lots of them are teachers. And then if they're not teachers, they are girls that really like to travel. And most of them are between 24 and 28 right now. And most of them are engaged or just married. So I really focused on finding my way into those networks. So it's just like a simple thing like, oh, so-and-so they went to university in the States. Click on them, go and find friends that you connect with, even if they have one mutual friend. Add them and then go into their friends and then just start adding their friends. And then eventually you're going to kind of, what will happen is you'll have like little communities of, like you'll start having like, for instance, I made friends with this one girl and then I started adding her friends. So now I have like 30, 40 of her friends that are all friends with me. So some of them have started to join me in challenge groups and then they tell their friend like, hey, like, how about you join? And if someone keeps saying, hey, like my friend wants this or my friend wants this, I just start saying, hey, you rock this. You're the one that's having the awesome results. Why don't you become a coach and help them? So that's how you start to get coaches outside of your immediate circle here, because it can get really saturated and really hard for new coaches to find people. So a lot of new coaches will say to me like, everybody here has a coach, but that's just because your immediate circle is just like you. They want to live healthier, so they're connecting with your coach or other coaches in the area. So if you're a business builder, then you want to start connecting with other people around North America. And Beachbody is actually doing a survey right now to see where they're going to expand next. So it's either going to be Europe or Australia, I think. So it is going to be expanding. So that's something to think about too. So I actually have been adding people in Australia just for the future, and I've made some friends there as well. But that's kind of what I do is I look for kind of into different markets. And what's happened is I found an awesome network of people in California. So I've really been focusing there. And then I found an awesome network in Ohio. So I've been really focusing there for now and building those relationships and building those people. So do you find kind of mutual friend connections? Yeah, so like for example, it ends up like building itself. So here I can actually screen share. Wait, am I screen sharing right now? Okay, let's see here. Let me screen share just my regular thing. Hopefully this works. Okay, so if I go into my Facebook, literally, I know it's blurry, but I'll just kind of show you if it will let me go there. Maybe it won't work. My internet's being super slow today. Okay, anyways, I go into my Facebook, I click on my friends, and I start clicking on just like different people that I know are either have traveled or might know people from somewhere else, or they've done school somewhere or whatever. And I start looking for, when you start scrolling through people, you can see like where they live. So for example, here, I'll see if it lets me now. I start looking for locations, and then I build my network off of that. Man, oh man. Okay, so the first people that come up in your friends are people that like you follow lots or they follow you lots. So you'll see it's like mostly coaches that I follow right now. But if you like scroll to the bottom, you'll get to like other people that you follow. But anyways, what I do is now that I've been adding, I can go to recently added and then start adding off of them. So say for example, this girl here, I'll see where she's from, I can't remember. Okay, so she's from California. So I added her because we had 11 mutual friends, and those 11 mutual friends have come from me adding people in that area, right? So then all of a sudden now Allie would have added me because she saw that we had mutual friends. But I added her because I genuinely think that we can be friends. So then I would go to her friends and see who I could connect with from there. And then I'm focusing again on who I truly could be a friend with. So if I was to run into them, I could actually have a conversation. We could build a relationship off of that. So that's kind of what I do. I'm not sure if that really helps or not. But over time, what will happen is you will start building like pockets of friends. So you'll see that, oh, I have like, there's a place in California. I have like this one girl I added and I had 76 mutual friends with her. And it's people that I've connected with and we've built friendships. So now like their friends have added me and I've added some of their friends, and I'm starting to build like a network of people I know in that community area. So that's how I get into those different pockets and I start to build friendships. So sometimes it's been like one of them had added me from Instagram, and then we built a relationship. So then I added some of their friends and got to know them, and then I've slowly added some of their friends. So that's kind of how I do that. I'm not sure if that helps or makes sense. But what I would do for you guys as new coaches is what I would do is I was go into your friends and go through and see who lives in other provinces, or you know, who has lived in other provinces. Click on them and look through their friends and see if you can make some connections. Look for someone that you have like at least one mutual friend with, and then start adding there. Because if you add friends that you have no mutual friends with, Facebook eventually will like block you from adding people for a certain amount of time. They put you in like Facebook jail. So that's kind of what I do is, if long they have one mutual friend and they meet my avatar and I truly believe even outside of Beachbody we could be friends, I will friend request them. And if it's someone that I feel like, you know, I probably wouldn't be able to be friends with them outside of Beachbody, then I don't pursue that friendship because that's not genuine, and then that's just me going after a sale. I focus on making sure that it's someone that I truly could be friends with, and then I focus on building that relationship with them. So that's kind of what I do. So for you guys, yeah, focus on getting outside of Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is not, there's lots of people here obviously that still don't have a coach and still want to get started. But I have found it's been easier for me to continually hit Success Club by building my market in other provinces and other areas, and also outside of my community as well. So, you know, reaching out to people in different communities in Saskatchewan too really helps. So that would be my advice when it comes to adding, and then add off of your avatar. So make sure you have your avatar first, so that way it's easier for you. So you add people that are true to who you are, and then that way they will connect with your posts and you'll connect with their posts, because you still need to be able to connect with them. So that avatar is so important. It really does determine kind of who you post to, how you post, and what you do. So I hope that helps. Does anybody have any question that they're wondering about this topic, other topics, whatever it might be? I'm going to kind of open up the floor to you guys. I'm going to grab my computer cord quickly. It's going to die. All right. Yeah, any questions? So anything that might be on your mind, something you're not sure about, something that's held you back, or something that you're really excited about and you are going to try it out, you can share it. Anything like that. Or if you're if there's something like you're like, oh, I wish I had more information on this topic or something like that, you can share it here, you can share it in the team page, wherever, and then I can focus on helping you with that as well. Oh, oops. Okay. Well, if you have no questions right now, I just want to say thank you for joining me, and thank you for taking like almost 2 hours of your time to do these calls tonight. Honestly, one of the biggest things for me as a new coach was showing up to calls like this. I got on every single call I possibly could. Even if it was like another team and I saw someone post about it, I would find a way to get on it. Whether it was on YouTube or I'd watch their recordings, because most coaches put their calls up onto YouTube, and I watched them, and I really focused on watching as many training calls as possible, because that really helped me the most, is connecting with people and seeing what they do, sharing ideas, because I could do something one way and you might not connect with it, and you could see another coach as something else and that might work for you better. So it's about really just growing your own business and just kind of going with what works for you. So that would be my advice. There's so many team calls. Honestly, every Wednesday there's a bombshell call that happens. It's actually at 10:30 Saskatchewan time right now, but it's on YouTube. So you can watch it at lunchtime, and they're made so that way you can watch it during your lunch hour. So those are every Wednesday. I post those into the Kelsey's Big Team page. And then Morgan Rieger has one usually the first Wednesday of the month. So that one will be coming up. And then we'll have these on the last Sunday of every month. So there's all these team calls always going on. We are going to have some collaborative calls in April on Saturdays, on Saturday mornings, and it's actually going to be our team and other teams. So it's going to be a chance to be actually on Zoom. So we'll all be on there, and you actually will be able to speak and share and ask questions, and then we'll all just kind of collaborate and help you, answer questions, get things started. So it's going to be a coffee date, so it's going to be super casual, and I might even put Baileys in my coffee, and we'll just hang out and answer questions. Sometimes I do like work time, so we would all do our like nighttime power hour, because lots of people do their power hour at night. Some do it before work in the morning, but sometimes I do like these work power hours. So we all hop on Zoom and we do our power hour, but that way, if I'm working my power hour and you're like, hey, how do you do this? You can ask that question, I can just show you. So that's something else that we will be doing in April here and there. We've done them in the past, and they've gone over pretty well. And there's always the opportunity for one-on-one calls. So if there's something that comes up and you're like, okay, I don't know how to do this, I need support, let's talk this through, I want to go hard at this, just let me know, and we'll jump on a call and get that sorted out for you and help you get started with whatever you're working on. So that's always there for you as well. So I hope this helped. I immediately post the slides into the Growing Emeralds group and the Big Team page. I'll put them in both places, so that way you can actually look at them, because for some reason screen sharing is just not going over so well today. So hopefully that will work better. Anyways, thank you for joining me, and have a good evening. And if you have any questions, post in the group and I will answer them. All right, see you guys.